Welcome back to round number 2 here with Abzan Company. Have an interesting hand here. It doesn't really do anything. I think I'll keep it just because Scavenging Ooze has been so good in the meta recently, especially on MTGO. Extra mana plus Scavenging Ooze is pretty good. Unfortunately, this is a very terrible hand if we're going against any deck that doesn't care about Scavenging Ooze. Good news is we'll have plenty of mana, so we can collect a company quickly. We can do lots of different things like that. So, Botanical Sanctum into Noble is a Spirits. Could be Infect. Could be Bant Eldrazi. Sure, that's exactly what I was expecting to play against today. Just power out my turn. That way if I draw into Collect a Company or Chord, I can start looping Eat Witnesses and powerful cards. Sure. Sure, my hand is not very good. Unfortunately, I don't really have any way of killing Thought-Knot Seer to be able to draw that card off of him. Coco. It's not terrible. I guess an argument could have been made to block with the bird, just to make Scavenging Ooze big enough to fight down Thought-Knot Seer. Sure. I think that's the line I'm going to have to take. I have plenty of mana anyway. Sure. Assume I'm just going to keep attacking with the Sky Spawner. If they attacked on the ground, I could do something cute like sacrifice Noble Hierarch, make Scavenging Ooze a 4/4, and then trade with a Thought-Knot Seer. Sure. So Sanctum of Ugin means that they run some pretty big stuff in this deck. They probably run Ulamog. Sure. Definitely should have mulliganed this hand based on what I'm up against. The reason I was okay with keeping the Kitchen Finks on top was because it gave me some time and some free extra scries. Sure. Opponent kept one card in hand. It's either a big fatty they cannot cast, or it would keep playing lands. I have no idea what it could be. It's gotta be a big fatty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So what the heck do they have that costs more than 7? It's probably an Ulamog. Unfortunately, Scavenging Ooze doesn't do very much for me right now, except block Thought-Knot Seer. Sure. Can't block that. Question here is, do I scry in front of the card? Because if I can get a post-combat Reality Smasher, so I'm in for a world of hurt. I need to draw well. I really need a Collected Company, a Chord of Calling, or a Vizier to gain infinite life. I think it's the only way I can win. So I know Scavenging Ooze is doing well right now. I don't think Duskwatch is worth it. Oh, of course it's on top. Opponent's tapped out. I'll try for it now. Got it. Okay, what else do I want? Alright, well they conceded to infinite life. Good. Thank you, opponent. Alright, now I don't really have a sideboard guide for... I haven't made one. Just so you know, my sideboard guides I've made, I've looked at what everyone else has done who's played similar decks. I just disagree with a lot of what they're doing. I have a lot of respect for those other players. I just don't agree with the way they're approaching the matchup. And sideboarding is all about the way and manner in which you approach a matchup, as opposed to, oh, these cards are really good here. I mean, there's some of that, like Stony Silence. You want to bring it against KCI. You know, there's a lot of that. Rest in Peace, bring in Dredge. Sure, but when in a deck like this, you really want to formulate, how am I going to attack their game plan, and how are they going to attack mine? So this blue-green Eldrazi deck, I assume they're going to run some Emerge cards or something like that, I guess. Why else run the Sky Spawner unless it's just a value card? So I think I want removal spells that can kill their creatures. Okay, just to start from there, I also think Trophy is going to be good here. I think Scavenging Ooze is absolutely terrible and useless. I'll cut that right away. Yeah, I've not done... I have not prepared anything for this. Banned Spirits, Humans, Tron. I mean, Tron shows I cut the Finks combo. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to bring in some sort of Grafdigger's Cage type effect, so Knight of Autumn could be very good here. Sin Collector might be useful, but I don't think it is. I could try to grind with them, with these two characters. I don't think that's my route to victory. I could be wrong there, but I don't think I want to try to outgrind them. I think they're also a little bit faster than I might expect them to be with Reality Smashers. So with that in mind, I do think Kitchen Finks is probably more valuable than the Ballista. So I'm bringing in removal spells. Whenever I bring in removal spells, I usually want to cut some chords or companies. I'll cut a company, because I did dilute my threat density for company hits. I think I'll cut Safi and Rallier. If they do run removal, it's probably going to be Path to Exile, although I didn't see white. I think I'll trim a Knight, trim a Duskwatch. And I'll trim a Noble Hierarch. It was very scientific there, but my approach in this matchup is I want to combo quickly, but I also want to be able to disrupt their threats. Against any opponent, I would straight up say this hand is a mulligan. But I think I'm actually gonna try this here. Hope that they don't have a blazing fast start. I am breaking one of my rules here. Sure. I absolutely would keep this 8, so maybe I'm getting rewarded for a bad keep here. Just my game plan was turn 2 Vizier, turn 3 Finks, turn 4 Coco or Cord for infinite. If they don't have a removal spell, I just win. And if they do have a removal spell, well, I still got some value out of that. I don't particularly think these Eldrazi decks are generally very good. So I'm kind of playing into that a little bit. I'm playing into, I think they actually lose to themselves more than they lose to their opponents. You can see that with their mana base. It's kind of painful and iffy. Them wanting green mana, blue mana, and colorless is kind of tough. I'm intrigued by that. This could be like a Bant. In the chat, please let me know what this is, because I'm confused. I keep thinking it's Bant, but I haven't seen white yet. I think it's just a blue-green Eldrazi deck. I just haven't seen this yet. So we did just win the game, unless they have, I don't know, something crazy. Yeah, I wasn't stupid. That didn't side up Ballista. Alright, good. Okay. Opponent concedes, knowing I have Ballista. Thank you, opponent, for not making me click for the next 2 minutes. Honestly, what I probably would have done here is I would have just made a ton of mana, Finks, Coco'd, and maybe I just would have gone for it. Sometimes online I'll try to cheat and get the infinite life combo, and then because it's faster to scry through the deck. With that, it's less clicks in my opinion than it is to go through with the Duskwatch Recruiter, and that way I can just set up, so okay, Ballista's on top, draw him with Duskwatch, then go. Because it is less clicks, because it's 2 clicks to get 1 mana, where with the infinite life it's click on Viscera Seer, click on Kitchen Finks, and then scry up or down. It's 3 clicks to dig 1 deep instead of 6, 9, 10 to dig 3. Yeah, so it's slightly faster. Anyways, I don't know what this deck was. It's interesting. I am a fan of the Bant Eldrazi decks because I do think they're powerful. I do like Eldrazi Sky Spawner. I think it's a very unique card. A 2/1 flyer that also ramps you if you can somehow invest 2 mana on it, I think is absolutely great, even good in this meta. Gemstone Cavern seems pretty neat, especially if you're running the 3-drop Eldrazi. You can pitch and then buy him back from exile, cast him from exile. Don't remember his name right now. But I just didn't really see what else my opponent was doing. Them not running removal means that they just lose to my deck, and that way my deck's kind of like Splinter Twin. If you don't react with me, I'm probably just going to kill you. So that's that. Won the match. I'll see you in the next one.